All right, what's good, y'all? Okay, I'll put our first subject because I started this topic. All right, it is Stretch here to expand where you choose to contract, and today we're talking about why humans don't value the truth, and a couple reasons why that is it's made to be like that in the first place. But I have I have two guys here with me, on this collab and stuff like that, and we're gonna get this shit started basically. So introduce yourselves when y'all can.
Look, man, y'all know it's the reflector. Here to reflect what you choose to neglect. We're gonna get into
Right.
this shit. Trey, go ahead. Be ready.
It's Mysterio, knowing the unknown, seeing the unseen. Yeah. Make you see what you can't see and know what you don't even know.
All right. Let me get my phone real quick. Now,
Speaking on
yeah, what's up?
speaking on some real good knowledge about how us being here as humans and niggas don't respect or even value or have the truth or want to go forward with the truth. So they ain't gonna make themselves better, basically. That's what we're gonna be. We got many perspectives on that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? What you
Pretty
saying, bro?
much. Now, I'm again to the general reasoning why it is so. So the reasons why humans don't value the truth as much as they should is because they don't have the discipline, right, to put down immediate gratification, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, humans would rather hear something that's easier to digest, which could be a lie and stuff like that, than hear something that's more hard, like reality hitting, like the truth and stuff like that. And it's kind of like that for a couple of reasons, but there but there's three main reasons I want to get into. There's really six and stuff like that, but you know the
Stretch
the,
got
the other,
six. Damn, that's a lot of them. I got something prepared. All
but
right.
I'm gonna tie them into each other though, because there's the other three kind of go into the first three. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, but respect though. If you got that many interpretations, I fuck with it. But yeah, go ahead. It was Stretch's idea anyway. Shouts out to
Yeah.
him for having us on here for real.
Well, yeah, of course. Now the first so there's three main reasons. One, comfort and familiarity. Two, cognitive bias. And three, fear of consequence and stuff like that.
Right.
We're gonna start off with with cognitive bias. No, not cognitive bias. We're gonna start off with number one, comfort and familiarity and stuff like that. So
Right.
as I'm reading right now, okay, yeah, the truth can basically challenge long held worldviews or personal ident identities that humans have already stuck with. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the indoctrinations that we've already grew up in and stuff like that, it's it's more it's more comfortable for humans to kind of stay in their lane and not really venture out into other forms of where they could get knowledge and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of like that. So it's like many people find it more comfortable to cling on to familiar ideas, familiar traditions, familiar, you know, you get what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
Rather 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 than uncomfortable truths as to why these indoctrinations were made in the first place, basically,
Right.
and stuff like that. So that's the first reason. That's the first immediate gratification that humans receive, which which kind of furthers them
Oh
away
yeah.
from
Right.
even valuing the truth or struggling to, and it just makes them struggle to accept it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, anyways, y'all can go.
No, like you pretty much said it. I was just gonna say like, yeah, I was just gonna like co-sign on some shit and express like, yeah, they dead ass
Right.
don't know that, you know what I'm saying? You're just gonna get sucked into the energy of what you're familiar with, which is based on bloodline, which is based on wherever you're born at, whatever you go through from when you're little, and whatever is around you. That's what you're gonna consider familiar, which is probably religion and a certain mindset mentality. Whether it's some hood shit, whether it's some fucking suburban. But yeah, I ain't got nothing to say. You said it all.
Yeah, pretty
On
much.
that end, yeah.
On that end, I got you.
Like about the damn subject you were talking about, which is the fucking cognitive bias. That's what I'm saying. We already had it on it.
Speaking of cognitive bias, that's our second topic. Shit. That's
Oh, my fault. God damn. Oh no, you was talking about the fucking
the first one first, but like
damn it, what'd you call it? The motherfucking
comfort and familiarity.
okay, comfort zone. Yeah. So yeah, so that's still based on familiarity, like what you grew up around. And that's based
Yeah,
on your bloodline. Yeah, same shit. My bad. Fuck my bad, Justin. Yeah, go ahead though.
but I'm glad you mentioned cognitive biases though, because that Loki also ties into number one and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's different to where it's like, okay, with confirmation bias, like that's different. Like confirmation bias, like leads to people seeking out information like that pertains to like whatever they're used to or like whatever they can comprehend only. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's another form of comfort. But like the effect with that, the effect with that kind of immediate gratification is that once you once you speak on like something that goes against their bias, like they can't comprehend it because they haven't heard something like that before. So that's how the truth can be like uncomfortable to them as well, stuff like
Right.
that. There's nothing too much to say on on confirmation bias though, because it's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
you know
those
what? The fucked up thing is, humans really take that shit serious. Like, especially me dealing with
facts.
whatever's going on, some demon time shit. Yeah, they take whatever you said, what you made it simple, and you know about it. Like, they actually go in with that shit. You know, like naturally.
For
They
real.
don't even second guess the shit. But yeah, that bullshit.
Now, Mysterio, I don't know if you're in a place to where like you can say something on the
I'm
topic.
not. I'm not.
All right. Then we'll save your perspective, like for the end if you can, and stuff like that. Now, third reasoning, right? Okay, so now the third thing that's oh yeah. By the way, comfort. I'm gonna bring like another extra reason into this, like 5 of them before I get into like the last 2 reasons which they can tie into and stuff like that. Now, what also goes into comfort and familiarity to where it's like okay, there's also societal pressure and stuff like that. So
Right.
what society like deems and views, right, that can influence somebody's perspective and stuff like that, and they're like, you know what, I'd rather sit in this lie and stuff like that and stick with the people that I get along with, and adjust and assimilate myself into their perspective,
Right.
rather than like be unfiltered and just like and just tell them like the hard truth of like well of what I'm experiencing, or even like accept the truth and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like so so that way I don't lose the people I'm comfortable around, or I don't get ostracized like or outcasted and stuff like that. So it's in the energy of like humans basically know better but they won't do better. Yeah,
Right. Facts.
stuff
It's
like
all
that.
about their desire, man. God damn.
Right.
Knowing damn well they know how to be like, when they get too bad, they be like, oh, I need to stop now. Nigga, that lets you know you can observe things outside of what you're falling into, which is your world. Like,
Facts.
you can look at the shit farther or further outside of it, though. But yeah, that's clear evidence. Humans be stuck to
Um,
more of the 3D type shit.
and then and then another thing too is emotional attachments, which that that's basically awesome shit to where it's like emotions can cloud your judgment and stuff like that, like leading
Right.
people to prioritize their feelings or some shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
or attachments and stuff like that over an objective reality, like over something like over over something that they need to
Man,
hear.
people need, bro. People need the facts, stress. People need to transmute the energy of like putting their emotions aside, right? For work, for all of this reality shit. They need to put that same shit into putting aside their emotions when it comes into just like separating and like making a new for yourself based on what you've accumulated. So that means if you're doing too much in this area, you need to switch up and do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's what people need to consider more at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, now, like now the other two reasons, right? Oh, by the way, Mysterio, are you able to speak now or still no? Still no.
Not right now.
Probably not.
I'll be there
You
though.
should go to the
I'm busy.
garage or go outside, bro.
Hold on. I'm
Yeah,
busy. I'm busy. Hold on. I'll be there. I'll be there.
You good? You good?
you're good. You're good. You're good. We'll get you. We'll get you and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Shit. All right, we're gonna be right back real quick.
Yeah, bro. It's pretty sad, bro. Especially when you experience with humans. Shit fucked up. Like you see that they don't give a fuck, and they're into something so much to the fact where they can't see the light or they can't see the above ground energy. Like
Facts.
my nigga, come on, bro. They call them beastly natures for a reason. You're under. You're
Right.
like down. You feel me? All animals are down. Even birds, they can be up, but when they stand, they still be like they flat. You know, unless you know the beastly natures means you're too low into something that's just fitting you. Eat, shit, and sleeping, something or sex.
True.
All of that is fitting you in that way. And then it's like I know that we all have it. Ain't nobody perfect, but sometimes you gotta, like I said, go to that certain perspective to be like, damn, let me, do something. Like talk to yourself, basically. But yeah,
Facts. Another reason I have is the complexity of it too, which like the complexity of the truth and stuff like that. That goes into confirmation bias, right? How humans are stuck in like certain biases, and it's hard to comprehend shit, right? That leads that leads humans to pretty much like you know uh that leads humans to seeing the truth as like some that's nuanced or complex, because since their mind is coming from a small world, like they can't comprehend that shit.
right.
You know,
Same way they
like
try to say, oh, God, you can't comprehend God. What's just the idea?
wait, hold on, you're cutting out real quick.
They going too far, where it's like they don't even want to.
Wait,
So that's
can you
what makes
repeat that shit real
Oh,
quick?
I
You
was
cut it out.
my bad. I was saying these niggas go too far into some shit, right? Like the dream, like you going too far into this water with all these big ass fish and your desire, and so now you don't even have the will to see anything, sound, a thought, a fucking light, anything. So now it's gonna be harder for you to actually interpret and even want to do something about it, because it really comes down to you doing something about it. But people blame Jesus or something to do something about it for them, or some government to help come for them. You know what I mean? But It's just that weak nigga spirit shit. We make it for our own now.
Yeah.
I
No.
hope I wasn't cutting out.
The last reason I'm gonna get into now is like the fear of consequence, right? So basically
Yeah.
this means that the truth can sometimes bring about change, uncertainty, or unpleasant consequences. So basically people people avoid like confronting the truth, like to avoid whatever difficult situations, like or circumstances they may get into when facing it and
Right.
stuff like that, or like or or any kind of like emotional turmoil like that they would experience from that, because again the truth hurts.
You know what? Right. You know what? Comprehending, and when you can't comprehend, right? I think that's equivalent to you just not knowing what's gonna happen, which leads to just fear. Like everybody that
Yeah,
can't formulate a thought, feeling is really just you not interpreting what's going on around you, because we're in the receiving realm. So just like look at what's
basically, yeah.
going on, yeah, and then they can't even comprehend. Leads to fear. Now you doing extra shit. Now your ass crashing out like they call it nowadays.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like
Nigga,
that's why.
bro, I be watching. My bad. I be watching these old
Yeah,
ass scary movies like from 2002 to like 2010 or some shit, bro. They all always mimicking the same shit. They always just saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like how I forgot my point, but basically, bro, like you'll see the theme of all of them. It tied into my point, whatever I was saying. But yeah, go ahead.
that's some real shit though about them
Right.
goddamn horror movies. But
Yeah.
another thing about them though, kind of unrelated, like to this topic. I remember one person saying that like when she would watch like horror movies and shit, like she would kind of lose like fragments of her soul and stuff like that. Which that low key makes sense because they got spooked too much. Basically, like it's like you said, horror movies be kind of like
Like
doing
fake
that
it.
shit
Fake
all the time
it. Right.
to where it's like they project some like strong ass thought and feeling to where it's like it can jump you out of your gun type shit.
Right. Right. And it just like hinders their ass like from really doing anything. But like whole time, it really just be their own fear. That's the witchcraft.
True.
And I get the world is fucked up, but it's like damn, only you. This is why they say God gives you battles that you can handle. But when you don't really get what that means, you would think of it like, well, shit, I don't want to deal with this battle though, and I don't even got faith or some weird shit people come up with, man, when they look at that shit. So anyway, it's certain things in text that tell you like it's not that big of a deal. You don't have to get lost in that certain shit where you can't even see shit clear, basically.
Right.
Not the ball, squirt. Come here, Melia. Come here.
By the way,
Right.
by the way,
It ain't
for
time to eat or nothing.
oh man, you're still talking.
My bad, you good, bro. Go ahead. I
By
gotta
the
put my shit.
way, okay. By the way, for this video, in particular and stuff like that, shout out to Schwiz, right? Because I saw his Instagram live, and he was talking about this this ex- this exact same shit, right? He didn't give reasons, like he didn't really give reasons like I did, but like he was talking about how like humans don't value the truth like that, which inspired me to make this video and stuff like that, because I was like, okay, it seemed it seemed like some people in the subconscious community like didn't really know, or just or needed to be reminded like why that is though, which is why I made this shit.
Real shit then. Hell yeah. Cause it
Yeah,
definitely when you came up with that title, I was like, damn, yeah, like that shit hitting right. Because we know these things, you feel me? Like we know
yeah,
like you know about it. But when we see humans that are capable, because like you only see yourself like you only see people like you see yourself. So it's like, okay, you got like good hopes for them. You know that they can access shit just like you, because you a spirit in a
right.
body. But when they don't even be trying to like you know what I'm saying, do none of that shit. the shit can get like
Yo,
foggy. We get
Yeah.
foggy. You know what I mean? Because we be like,
yo,
damn, that's a human like me. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Right,
yo,
all right, he's back. So,
yo,
I can think.
what's your stance on this, Trey?
bro. Number one, humans being a template, like they couldn't be told anything. Like they act like they can't be told anything. AKA like, oh, I live my life perfect how it is. Um,
Okay.
they're content. They're content on just living a life where it's like, oh, I don't want to hear the truth, or oh, the truth, oh, the truth is some fairy tale shit, or the truth is like, oh shit,
By the
that's not
way,
how it is. Yeah, what?
you can turn on your camera too if you want.
Hold up, I'm still
All
doing
right.
a little bit of stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, but yeah.
When you're ready and stuff like that. So, the reason why I say that is because, like, it's good for marketing and shit. People know who you are. Like, you're advertising yourself, like, and like a lot, a lot of communication is body language and stuff like that. So, it it's kind of it's also easy for humans, like not what are you? It's easy. I've noticed that it's easier for people to like get what you're saying, like when they can see like how you express yourself and stuff like that. That's how I say it. But anyways, continue.
Nah. I was done.
Oh, okay. Oh, you was done. All right.
Yeah.
So so that's like your whole stance on everything we talked about, like when it
Well,
came to
hold on.
all
You
like
said
topics.
oh, I thought you meant like only one subject. You said everything. Oh, hold on.
Number
Everything.
one, yeah. But that's
Oh,
let's go for number one. What about for cognitive biases and shit? Like when we talked about that.
cognitive bias. Most humans are biased due to some narcissistic nature that they were catered to when they was growing up, or
Facts.
or due to their environment catering to them. So that bias, that bias wouldn't exist if they grew up in an environment where it's like, hey, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
True, right.
Or
Like
there was in an environment where it's like they got sugar coated so hard to the point life had to tell them the truth. Hey, look, you broke and you doing this, that, and the third, or oh, you working dead and shit jobs. Like
um when it comes to like uh narcissism and shit, like that's some shit to where it's like the government like only really does that stuff like to kind of keep humans like in their own bubble of like insanity kind of like it's it's another form like of control and stuff like that, except the human is kind of like a slave to themselves and stuff like that. Well, like and like like that's kind of with like people in general and stuff like that. So when they're like raised in an environment to where like they're just catered to everything, and like their perspective is this shit, and like they don't get taught about other people's perspectives and stuff like that. Like that's kind of usually the people who raise them like that, they're just afraid, like they're afraid of the truth as well. So it's like they don't even want their child like to come across that fear too and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there
right,
you go. Hey,
right.
and at least that's how I'm kind of like looking at it and shit. So but either way, all that's gonna do is just make your child shelter and stuff like that. So by then it's like they won't know shit about the world. Like this is why it's important, like, to balance strictness, like, with freeness, like, when it comes to parenting, because if it's like, if your child doesn't experience the things that, like, they need to experience, like, they're never going to learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I gotta say about confirmation bias.
Right.
And then we got societal pressures, emotional attachments, complexity of the truth, and then fear of consequences. All those ones. You can tie you can tie them all together if you want to. Like, it could be your last
Nah,
point and stuff.
um, societal pressure. Um, I feel like so much people are they're filled with the fake truth, as in, oh, if you don't get a job, you'll be broke, stuff like that.
Hmm.
But it's like everybody's been force fed a belief system and not force fed practices they could do that on their own. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like like the way people are brought up, like, and the people who give them these beliefs and stuff like that, they'll have they'll have people thinking that they aren't as special as the next person, but the truth is you are, and stuff like that. You got gifts and abilities just like everybody else. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And
yeah,
yeah, that's it. That's it for me at least. But
that
yeah,
for you and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
We don't gotta get into, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you understand like everything else, like emotional attachments, but then again, that goes into, like, narcissism, like, anyway, and stuff like that, and like, and complexity of the truth, like, you understand, like, that also goes into that, like me and the reflector just talked about that, how, like, people people are people are coming from such a smart world, like, such a small world, to the point where they can't understand anything else and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
now
Yeah.
now I'm just catching you up, like, on everything. You know what I'm saying? But, like, what what do you think about the last point, though? Like, fear of consequences and shit. Because
You
that's
talking
some
to me or
yeah,
trouble?
yeah, you
Um,
You.
fear of consequences. Here's the thing: we were brought up to fear the authoritarian instead of respecting them. We were brought up to fear police. We were brought up to fear the government, how they got bombs, weapons, and guns. And if they don't do anything, they're going to send the authorities to you. So
right,
the fear of consequence really comes from them beating it in your head that you have to be an obedient slave and sitting in classroom and stuff. And if you don't do this, that, and the third, you get out of line. We're gonna send you to jail, right? So all day it comes from a place of just that, there's so much external factors that play into fear that when people rebel, they gotta be scared for this, that, and the third thing. You get what I'm saying?
pretty much,
Yeah.
stuff like that. All right, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much, like, everything. And, like, I feel like if we got anything else to say, like, we can just freestyle at this point. Fuck it, stuff like that. Because I know, like, Trouble was saying that, like, he, like, you'll, you'll probably just, like, go off the dome, like, off of some shit that he wanted to say and stuff like that. But even then, I don't got much to say either. Like, that's it for me. So it's like, if y'all are pretty much done, like, let me know, and I can just like end the stream here and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I wanted to say this.
Okay.
um, this might be a little off topic, but the people who like the people the people I notice right now there's been a trend of people who get into spirituality and then go right back to religion.
Oh,
I don't know I don't know why that's happening right now, but but the reason the reason I find out probably is because folks are like so they're so ready to cling on to the next mental crutch because of their insecurities. They're like, oh, Jesus Christ has a safer this, that, and the third, or oh, Jesus Christ, I have a testimony in my mind, or oh, this is a legion I need to join. Oh, shit like that. And it's like, so you mean to tell me like you a spiritual crackhead? You hop in spiritual systems right, left, and then getting lost, and then you probably got right to sleep because somebody said they have truth in it. Who said the truth was to actually believe in a man, Jesus Christ, and a man called God? Just saying.
yeah. Okay. The reason why that happens and like uh people just kind of switch beliefs like all the time is because it's kind of on some spiritual crackhead shit to where it's like it's almost like their spirit is in a need of expanding, so they're trying to they're they're just trying to find like the next best thing, like to try and reach like some kind of system to where it's like they can they can find something that's true to themselves and stuff like that, or like um find some knowledge like that can expand like themselves, like physically, mentally, and spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
so that's why you see people like uh being Christian one day, being a Muslim like the next day, oh, being
I'm
fucking
telling
spiritual the next day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
you. I even saw a dude who joined Soul Group, and I saw like I checked in like a couple months to a year later. This dude has a Christian symbol now. He's saying he's a Christian. Like, yo, what? Like bro,
Yeah.
mm,
And if people are going back to an old crutch, that's how their spirit kind of jumped too far. Like they weren't ready for that space yet. So it's almost like they fucked around and find out, and then they found out, yeah, like this space, the space that we're this space currently is too strong for me. I can't handle it. I gotta go back to Christianity. Like that's what their spirit is saying. But like how it plays out physically is that like, bro, they be, they begin like they began spiritual psychosis and stuff like that, and just going crazy after a while, like making stupid decisions and stuff like that within within a new within the new communities, like that they were brought into. Because like what knows for these people is that like, bro, um basically they start really loving this community at first, like it's the best thing that happened to them, but once they get later into it, they start to fucking hate on that shit.
bro, please tell me how to how the fuck you spiritual and you took the vaccine and you believe in coronavirus, even
Right.
wore the mask, even was pushing the vaccine. Your
People are
spirit is
just
weak.
confused, bro. Like for real.
Your spirit is weak. You not the hardest spirit. Stop fighting for
Hell
this
no.
system. You fighting for slavery. You are not hard as a spirit. Matter of fact, I'm starting to think this might be your first time ever being a human. Like, yo,
Dang.
like
No,
your
that's crazy.
spirit. I just had to say it because your spirit, your spirit is not hard. You're not fighting the good fight. You need to get off all line. You need to go home. No, you're already in home. You need to get offline.
Right.
Well,
Pretty much. Man, I was about to ask the reflector like what he thought about you know the spiritual crackhead shit, but I guess he had to go early and stuff like that. But yeah, like and the thing is too, it's like, man, like here's the thing. If y'all people are trying to evolve like and and achieve some type of like, self mastery, like it's in the name. You really have to be in these things for yourself. Like whatever space you're currently in the moment, you have to have certainty that this is a space that you can handle, and this is a space that you can actually grow in and learn from your own perspective. And even then, it's like stick to one type of conscience. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? Like just stick to one.
yeah, that
And
yeah, that's another thing. Niggas is serving two masters. Might even be
yeah,
three.
true.
Might even be three.
But yeah, and even then though, and even then, like I wouldn't even like adopt a certain template if if I'm if I'm being a human. You know what I'm saying? Like I created my own I created my own goddamn mind. And like the way you do that is that you just start thinking for yourself. You start thinking the way you want to think. You start interpreting things you want to interpret, basically. Like just be the best version of yourself, like, be your higher self and stuff like that. Like I know that's cliche advice, but the real ones will get what I'm saying. You have to have a lot of self-belief, you know what I'm saying, like um in order to reach a comfortability to where like you are very comfortable with just saying shit just to say shit. Actually not just to say shit, but like just express whatever on your mind, like the way you want to, and not care about what anybody else thinks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you you have your own way of thinking, and you know y'all get what I'm saying. Like either way, like be your higher self, not your lower self a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? Like that's 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 all you gotta say. And the way you do that is that you start doing things that will make you gain more self-respect. You know what I'm saying? More self-confidence. Like you gotta be taking the action to do these things. Like
Right,
first, that's how that's how you really achieve. That's how you really achieve like self-mastery. It's gotta be something within you that you want. Like you gotta be willing to change. Like actually, mentally.
right,
Like you have to really tell yourself in your mind that you want to change, right?
right.
Some
Yeah,
something like a book, or like or going to church is not really going to help you unless unless you're using it like as a reference point to create a template and stuff like that. Like if if that's something that you're genuinely into, then yeah, go for it and stuff like that. But if you recognize that that crutch is actually not for you and stuff like that, like this the space you're currently in and like the stuff you're currently into is not for you, and you're you're just using it as a crutch as a crutch at the moment, I advise to just get out of that shit and just start doing things that you want to do, and get get into things that you're genuinely into. So that also can help you, like, like learn things about yourself. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I rambled on long enough.
Bro was yapping.
Yeah, I was yapping. That's just
But
me.
yeah, yeah. All I gotta say is, all I gotta say is, if you're not gonna get hit with the truth now, you will later. You know what
True.
I'm saying? Or reality will kick in, like these bots would say. But the reality for you is going to be the fact that you didn't create your reality and how you want to construct it. So that's why it's called reality is going to kick in. The shadow government reality is going to kick in for you, and you're going to realize, damn, this is not the reality I want, because you didn't create the reality you want. You got a template of reality and how it works from the shadow gov. So that's why.
Facts.
So that's why I say, you know, don't let reality kick in, because the shadow gov reality is going to kick in
Agreed.
your front door and take over.
Mm.
So yeah, that's all I got.
All right, we gonna end this shit here. Again, is Stretch, the esoteric ruler, here to expand what you choose to contract, and that's the end of the topic. Now
Yeah,
you know why humans don't value the truth.
yeah, for sure. Mysterio
All
knowing the unknown and seeing unseen.
mhm. All right, hey, Mysterio, I was glad. I was glad to have you on here, and shout out to the Reflector as well. He brought a
For
great
sure.
perspective in this shit too. But yeah, this is the end of the live, and yeah, stretch out.
For sure.